With clickorlando.com, this is News 6 at noon, getting results.
Right now, a woman charged with DUI in connection to a deadly crash is in court making a plea in her case. What she had to say on the stand.
First, tropical storm warnings are in effect for parts of central Florida as a system in the Gulf continues its path toward the state. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor in for Bridget Ellison.
And I'm Justin Mormouth. Let's take you outside, give you a live look. Orlando health camera over downtown Orlando. Dry right now. You can see those clouds starting to build and the rain will be moving in later today. Let's get right over to meteorologist Troy Bridges, pinpointing the latest on that system that still does not have a name.
Yeah, it's having a hard time getting organized, mainly because of upper level winds still sort of shearing it to one side. The center of circulation now north of the Yucatan Peninsula, but all of the convection or storminess is off to the east and northeast, and it will likely have a hard time getting its act together, but it does have a chance of becoming the first named storm, a tropical storm named Alex. The Hurricane Center still expecting that to happen. Now here's the track. It hasn't changed much at all since 11 o'clock last night. We do have part of central Florida in the cone. In fact, it's shifted since 11 a bit, but since early this morning it hasn't changed much. Southern Brevard, southern Osceola County included in the cone, so those would be the counties that would be impacted the most. Still a chance for some rain in Orange and Seminole counties, but the heavier rain up to 1 to 3 inches possible before the end of Saturday as we see those heavier downpours, even the risk of a couple of rotating storms for Brevard County and for Osceola County, both under those advisories, both under tropical storm warnings into the next several hours. Wind gusts 30 miles per hour, possibly some stronger near 40 to 45 miles per hour. We'll talk more about those impacts. We'll show you future radar and talk about the rain for the rest of central Florida for the weekend straight ahead.
Thank you, Troy. Now to new developments at noon. In a case in Brevard County, a woman charged with DUI for a deadly crash has pleaded no contest to the charge. The case has sparked outrage from the family of the woman killed. Norris is charged with DUI after investigators say she hit and killed Passion Lucas last June in Cocoa. Initially, officers recommended DUI manslaughter when they arrested Norris 6 months after the crash. They say her blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit, though the DUI manslaughter charge was later dropped. Today, she decided not to accept the entire offer from prosecutors, which included at least 30 days in jail. The defense called several witnesses, including a mental health counselor who treated Norris. She then took the stand to testify.
I think about passion every day. I have unconditional love for all of you, and I want somehow, some way to, help the situation.
Lucas's family members were present during today's hearing. They, of course, are upset with the investigation, adding that they want justice for their loved one. And Susanna Norris said she has just finished a victim awareness program. We'll have more updates on what happens in court starting on News 6 at 4. President Biden is challenging Congress to strengthen gun laws following the recent mass shootings in New York, Texas, and Oklahoma.
The president made the plea on the same day the House Judiciary Committee approved a gun legislation package, setting up a vote on the House floor as early as next week. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill. New at noon, record tourism numbers in Orange County. Leaders say tourist tax collections in April surpassed a milestone. The county brought in nearly $35 million, the highest April collections on record and the second highest ever. The number still lower than this past March when the county collected more than $38.5 million.
A popular annual event is back in Eatonville after being put on hold for months. The Zora Festival honors author Zora Neale Hurston and draws tens of thousands of people every year to her hometown. This year's event was supposed to happen in January, but organizers delayed it because of a surge in COVID cases. The festival kicks off at 9 o'clock. Well, it kicked off earlier this morning and will run through Sunday. A first in the National Spelling Bee competition, a lightning round spell-off.
Coming up, who came out on top, and honoring Queen Elizabeth's 70 years on the throne, how the royal family continued the celebration despite the Queen sitting the day out. Troy.
Justin, we are pinpointing tropical rain that will be on the way for part of the weekend. In fact, parts of the area will be dealing with some very heavy downpours, while others not seeing much. We'll break it all down straight ahead.
felt alone. I felt lost. I did not know where to begin.
Connecting cancer patients with survivors, the programs available to help those going through the battle, and their benefits. You're watching News 6 at noon, Getting Results. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by the Florida Lottery, who encourages you to play responsibly. Get there on time with instant traffic updates from News 6. Turn on traffic notifications in the News 6 app now. Live with Bridget Ellison, Justin Warmoth, and meteorologist Troy Bridges. This is News 6 at noon, Getting Results.
Britain's Queen Elizabeth pulled out of one of the biggest events of her Platinum Jubilee after an exhausting first day of festivities. The
96-year-old monarch skipped the celebration of Thanksgiving. Here's CBS's Ian Lee in London.
All right, let's turn now to your weather. Here's a live look outside. Daytona Beach, looking packed on this Friday. A lot of folks getting out there and enjoying it. And you wouldn't think, though, we have a potential tropical storm headed in our direction.
No one's paying attention, Troy.
Nobody seems to care.
Or they're just trying to get it in now.
Yeah, you know, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, try to get it in now.
It's still, I guess right now, it's still nice.
It is, and it will be for part of Central Florida even tomorrow. We are pinpointing what will likely become a tropical storm. Here's the deal. It's had a real hard time organizing because it's dealing with those upper level winds. We call it wind shear. You can see the center of circulation where that little L is. That is just north of the Yucatan Peninsula. So the center is over those warm waters that are acting as fuel to strengthen the storm. The problem is the farther north it goes, it's going to be interacting with those upper level winds. So they're keeping it sort of pushed to the side here. That's why all of the moisture and energy is off to the east of the actual center. If it were well organized, you'd see a big swirl around that center or where that L is, and that's not what we're seeing, and that's why it doesn't technically have a name yet, but it's close to it. We'll see what happens as we head into the next few hours. The Hurricane Center still expecting it to strengthen to a tropical storm. Here is the track. It did change a bit from the 11 o'clock track last night. 5 o'clock this morning, though, it looked about like it does now. We have included, or at least the Hurricane Center included, parts of southern Brevard and Osceola counties within the cone, and notice the cone has tightened up a little bit. That means the models are in more agreement with where this thing would end up. Saturday, early in the morning on through the afternoon, a chance for some heavier downpours, but the main threats would be in Brevard and Osceola counties, especially southern sections of Brevard and Osceola. Between 2 a.m. and 4 p.m., so 2 a.m. tomorrow and 4 p.m. tomorrow, the chance for heavy rain adding up to 3 inches. Some pockets could have some heavier rain adding up, and wind gusts at 30 miles per hour with some pockets where it's a little stronger. Here's future radar, and notice it's showing the bulk of that moisture well south of the Orlando metro, but it does include southern Osceola and Brevard counties through tomorrow. There's Saturday, 6 a.m. So again, late tonight, early tomorrow, we begin to have some rain, but the bulk of it stays in Brevard and Osceola counties. You see light rain in green for the rest of Central Florida, and then the good news is it moves out fairly quickly. By 2 in the afternoon tomorrow, most of the rain is pushing offshore. We will have some wraparound moisture through the day on Saturday and even Sunday, but the bulk of it pushing away. Temperatures right now in the mid-80s. Here is the pinpoint accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Del Air Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical.
And today we warmed to a high of 91 with a 30% coverage of rain into the afternoon. So it's not widespread, just a few showers, and then the heavier rain comes in tonight and through the first part of the day tomorrow with that leftover wraparound moisture for part of Saturday evening. There are the highs for today. Again, near 90 area-wide. Your 7-day forecast shows rain chances fairly high as we take you into the next 7 days. A high coverage of rain as we take you into tomorrow, an 80% coverage, 50% rain chances Sunday, and then low rain chances next week. Highs in the mid-80s tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Troy. And if you have any weather-related questions, especially about this tropical system, you can now text directly with our Pinpoint Weather team. Just text weather to 407-917-6103 to sign up for Pinpoint on the Go. And then you'll be able to chat directly with our meteorologists, send in pictures or videos, and get weather alerts on the go so you can plan out your day. The latest jobs reports is better than expected despite fears of an economic slowdown.
A look at the numbers after the break. And still ahead, marking National Cancer Survivors Day. We take a look at the resources available to the more than 16.9 million survivors here in the U.S. And here's what's coming up, all new at 5.
An audit finds it's the easiest place to get mental health care, the local jail.
Well, it certainly is the de facto receiving facility.
But some families are pushing back.
We need to get her out of here into a facility that will give her the right treatment.
I'm News 6 investigator Eric Sandoval. We uncover a new plan designed to keep people out of jail and into mental health treatment. How much it'll cost and who is going to pay for it? Find out coming up on News 6 at 5.
Well, the fourth time's a charm for a 14-year-old spelling bee competitor.
She is finally taking home the trophy after a historic spell-off. Next at noon, the word that pushed her past her opponents.
I'm so grateful. I thank you so much for everything that you're doing for me and my kids. There's still people in the world that has a heart.
The word of the day is moorhen, which is a type of bird.
That's right. We have been learning all about the moorhen. More importantly, though, it was the winning word for a 14-year-old in the 2022 Scripps National Spelling Bee. Harini Logan went head-to-head with 12-year-old Vikram Raju for the Bees' first ever lightning round tiebreaker last night. They had to correctly spell as many words as possible within 90 seconds. Vikram got 15 out of 19 words correct, but Harini spelled 21 out of 26 right. And moorhen, M-O-O-R-H-E-N, was the word that pushed her past her opponents. The big win earned Harini a trophy and a check for $50,000.
It doesn't seem like that hard of a word if you know it's a British word and you think of the amour.
Yeah, sure.
I would have spelled
But
it
those
wrong.
are the ones that always get you.
Because
the ones that seemingly,
extra O.
right.
Yeah. We are going to pinpoint the latest on the tropics. Chief Meteorologist Tom Soros with more this afternoon.
We'll see you again at 4.
We break news on clickorlando.com. Hope you have a great weekend. Stay weather aware. See ya.
Still gorgeous. Enjoy for now.